Modeling the book, right?
It's this woman who is trying to choose cloth for her wedding dress, and here are these guys standing there and sort of trying to organize the process of choosing. So I think the whole idea of choice is highly politicized in this country. On the one hand, we have people who believe that government intervention is generally to be avoided, right? So to the greatest extent possible, we need to have individual freedom. My household is my castle, right? And on the other hand, we have a more welfarist-oriented vision that says, no, the government has to be committed to support individuals, to give them a safety network, to give them the resources that they need in order to succeed. And what I'm trying to achieve is some kind of a vision that would say the following: my freedom is definitely very dear to me, right? So my opportunity to decide who I associate with, where I send my child to school, or what kind of education I provide them with, what profession I decide to pursue, etc. All of these are very important to my personal well-being, and I would like to be free to pursue them without intervention. However, it's really important to acknowledge that even my preferences, and definitely the opportunities to pursue these preferences, are structured within a context, right? So the fact that I'm a woman, or the fact that I'm Caucasian, or the fact that I have, the fact that I'm an immigrant, all of these have a significant impact on the kind of preferences that I will have and on the kind of opportunities that I will have. School choice is significantly different from other choices that we make in our lives. It's like some of them. It's a little bit like marriage, right? There is a limited number of times where you can choose a spouse, right? How often do you do that? Once, if you really did well, right? Twice, 3 times, it's gonna start looking a little excessive, right? With schools, it's about the same, right? I mean, you can't keep moving your child from school to school until you hit the right one for them, right? You have to make this choice right. In order to make the choice, to make it right, to make it work the first time around, you have to have a lot of resources at your disposal. And by resources, I mostly mean information and knowledge and the capacity to use that knowledge, and trying to develop a system of choice under the assumption that it's going to equalize the opportunities of disadvantaged children and families, right, assumes that we have enough parental resources in terms of time to attend all of these open school nights, right? And read all of these brochures and understand them, have the language. Think about immigrant parents, ones who don't have a good command of English. Basically, these two aims, greater freedom for parents, greater equality for families, just don't coincide very well. And therefore, the framework that we have for a system of choice doesn't fulfill its promise. It's not structured to fulfill the promise that it makes. I see myself as an education scholar, even though I have a degree in philosophy. I work with colleagues who are sociologists and anthropologists and linguists and psychologists and all different, they look at children in schools, they look at schools as institutions from a policy perspective, and from a curriculum perspective and from other perspectives, and they try to develop our knowledge about the different effects that policies have and that specific practices have on actual children, right? And so for me as a political philosopher and as educational philosopher, this is my material that I can work with, right? This is what I can say, look, here are some of the facts that currently exist in the school. Here are the policies that affect them. Here is how policies should affect them. I'm Sigal Ben-Porath, and I teach at the Education, Culture, and Society program at the Graduate School of Education, the University of Pennsylvania.